Bess, I really want to go to that conference.
Oh,
It looked like you learned quite a bit.
Yeah. So that podcasting conference was amazing, and that's going to be my push for 2015. Get my years right, is to really embrace podcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tom, we always like to include in our show a social media question of the day. And today's question comes to us from Lisa Chavez of whatboundariestravel.com. And only appropriate because she asked an SEO question, and given your expertise, I thought we should put it for this show.
Perfect.
Inspired by Lisa's needs for SEO knowledge, what would you say is the single best strategy that you found helpful in increasing your SEO?
People think I'm a broken record because I'm always saying content is king. And the real reality with search, you want anything found, people are looking for content, right? So in order to gain any kind of traction, you have to be frequent and intentional about your content and how much you're generating. Okay. So make it brilliant, make it remarkable, and Google will do the rest.
Easier said than done.
Of course, but it really does.
I'm not naturally brilliant or remarkable, so
but it takes. You have to stand out from the crowd, right? And I know that sounds really cliche, but if you're just churning out nonsense, nobody wants to read it. Neither does Google.
Bess, what about you?
So I think one of the tips I actually learned from Katie Widrick of katiewidrick.com. She talked this one time about using trending topics on Facebook for your blog posts. And so, if you're on Facebook, on your personal profile, they'll show you what's trending, and it changes every day, sometimes by the hour. But if you can find one of those topics to tie into a blog post that makes sense for your blog, and you can write a blog post in a timely manner, make it a quality blog post, and then when you post it to Facebook, it's naturally going to be ranked a little higher, show on more pages, but then that's also telling you what people are searching for. So a good example, with the passing of Robin Williams. That was a hot topic that was trending for days on Facebook because, it was such a beloved actor that we lost. And for Florida Swim Network, believe it or not, we had posted before about Robin Williams because he was a huge triathlete and he did a lot of the triathlons for charity. And so we kind of did a flashback to one of our favorite stories about him and reposted that. And it was one of our top blog posts of the year for that reason.
It's amazing sometimes what actually will just start trending so rapidly. Like, you won't believe, or you couldn't even imagine that particular blog post was just going to explode.
Yeah. So. But it was based on those trending topics that kind of guided us with what we wanted to write about. How about you?
I'm curious what Tom thinks of this strategy. It's worked for me. I think by chance is how it happened. But I will try and write a content that hasn't really been written a lot by a lot of different people. And then my headline, the title of the post, is usually a question.
Yep.
And because I'm thinking in my mind, people are probably typing in questions to search for something. So some of my top posts on my travel site were questions like, how long does it take to get to Africa? What is skydiving like? What does jellyfish taste like? How to celebrate turning 30 was like the number 2 that comes up in Google. And so those have gotten me a lot of traffic that, through luck or chance or skill or brilliance, who knows?
Brilliant and remarkable. Right here.
It has to be remarkable.
Brilliant and remarkable.
I think that's a great, solid strategy as well. Okay. People are asking questions of Google all day long. And it's fascinating just to see, it's scary sometimes to see some of those questions that people ask. But certainly if you can trend and riff off of that, that's a great strategy.
Well, there are some funny autocompletes. As you start typing in the question, Google will...
and some
where does that come
ones.
from?
So we'd love to hear your thoughts on today's question. You can tweet us at Blog Talk TV and let us know what your best SEO tip is.
And if you'd like to submit a question for consideration for our next show, you can email it to us. Bess, where should we email it?
Go ahead and email info@blogtalktv. Oh, wait. No, we changed it. Sorry. You know why? Blog Talk TV is taken. Somebody is sitting on that domain. They want to sell it to us for $10,000.
That's like chump change.
That's crazy.
I've got that in my
don't
car
sit on
coin
domain.
holder.
So sorry, we had to change
Sorry,
it.
guys, I wasn't supposed to do that.
So go ahead
I'll
and
do it
email
for
me
9.
at
For 9.
Bess@flblogcon.com.
Bess@flblogcon.com.
Yep.
Great. And include your social media profiles too for a shout out, and we'll include that in that email.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to close the show with this is always my favorite topic, show and tell. where we highlight our favorite tweets, blogs, apps, tech gear, blog posts, anything that we find interesting on the internet. So if you've got a suggestion for us, you can email that to us as well. So Bess, what do you have for us today for show and tell?
So going along with that podcasting resolution I have for 2015, I found the coolest app. I can podcast right on my phone. And so it's called Boss Jock, and it's so cool. So if you take a look, it mutes your audio, and so you can play your opener. So that's my musical opener. And then as soon as it's done, I can record right from there. And so I can talk, I can plug in an external microphone. So the podcast I've been recording for Gotta Get Blogging, I'm walking around like this, doing my podcast, and then I play the ending, and then I'm done, and it optimizes it for iTunes, and I can upload it. So Boss Jock, check it out.
I want that.
Was it a paid app?
Yeah, it's $9.99, but it's so worth it. So I use it all the time.
Excellent.
How about you?
So I found this website online, cirrusart.com. And it's a shop, or kind of a DIY kind of a thing by this blogger named Dana. I think she's located somewhere in Virginia. But what I really like about her site is she includes these images for all of her blog posts that are incredibly vivid and pinnable and shareable all over the internet. So there's this great photo of a snowman on the beach, let it snow somewhere else that she has in there. And if you go to her Pinterest site, there's just a million different pictures that are all part of her blog story, but then they're part of sharing on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Pinterest, and they capture your attention right away. And so
she's really created a distinct brand there with that.
Yeah, I've tried to really reach out and say, how do you get all these pictures? So does she take them all, or does she source them? But they just really make the stories pop.
Oh, they're beautiful.
I think the thing I love to just share is just try and get really striking images that capture people's attention.
That is beautiful.
Yeah. All right, so Tom, what about you? What do you have?
Well, mine is something you probably might use every day. So it already exists, but I had a discovery a couple weeks ago, and LinkedIn finally said, hey, Tom, you're a big boy now. You can actually write your own posts and share them on LinkedIn. So as a strategy, my team has been posting some of my blog posts in LinkedIn. And I have to tell you guys, last week, all of a sudden my phone starts exploding with so-and-so loved your post, so-and-so commented on your post, and blah, blah, blah.
Your LinkedIn
posts. LinkedIn post. And I'd never seen this happen before.
Aww.
But we hit the hotspot, and it started to trend on their pulse. And the amount of comments and everything else is just...
There's a high five.
But it's been amazing. So I'm here to tell you that for SEO and for everything, to build your brand, you really have to start thinking outside the box, not just your own domain, but start sharing your content like on LinkedIn or on Medium, some of these other types of like microblogging places. So I was just amazed at what happened here, and we're going to continue to do it. But you can see all the interaction that this particular post has gotten.
1,700 looks.
That's amazing.
Very cool.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
So Tom, where can we find you online?
Sure, you can go to ontargetwebsolutions.com, or if you need a great writer, you can go to thecontentinators.com, which I know is a mouthful, but it's thecontentinators.com.
Great. And you can find me online at orlandowaterhole.com, and you can download the show on iTunes. And follow me on Instagram. I love Instagram.
And you can find me at gottagetblogging.com. I'd love to connect with you there, or you can find me on Twitter at Bess_hour. So that's our show. That's a wrap. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Tom, thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys. Great to see you.
Great stuff.
Thanks for having me.
So we keep talking because Chad's come in because they're still filming us. Did you like it?
Hey, is that the same shirt that you wore last month? Yes. Okay, so it's the running joke that
we're going to put a sponsor in the back of his shirt.
I like it.